Suez Canal is a thing. You can land there instead. Closer and all. And we will proceed to annihilate these rebels on mainland Spain. And the fact that I can move like that so much faster is incredibly convenient. I love it. And now we keep killing rebels. There's one last group to deal with over in Spanish Morocco in North Africa. That's just hilarious. The Russian Empire is apparently terrified that we are going to come and attack them. That's ridiculous. I'm not attacking Russia. As funny as it probably would be to launch an attack on Russia just to validate their fears, I don't think it would go too well for us. Let's be perfectly honest. It's Russia we're talking about. And we barely have an economy to speak of. They would probably crush us like ants. I'm not going to risk that. I'm really not. So, these guys can stay in the south of Spain. We'll send for them if we need more forces over in Africa or the Arabian Peninsula. France has communists occupying their lands. French communists. That might actually make a fairly amusing way to do my alternate history conclusion thing. Fitting in communists to it. And Germany's being occupied. Germany is occupying Egypt. I wonder. 80 colonial power. Apparently we don't have 80 colonial power. As I would like to grab that little bit, just as kind of the ultimate middle finger against the British. Because they haven't got it yet, and I could just grab this little bit that's right in the middle of their lands. War between Yugoslavia and Austria-Hungary. And no, again, I say, Taza is mine. And let's check. How long will my truce with Ethiopia last? Until 1903, so there's no chance of me taking the rest of their territory. Because, as I said, this Let's Play ends in the year 1900. Which is 2 years from now, as it happens. As we've just hit 98. We can produce cruisers now. And you can have your extra militancy and consciousness. Again, nothing is really happening right now. And there is literally no one for me to go to war with anymore. Battleship column doctrine. We're really behind in our naval technology. And I know I keep talking about this special conclusion epilogue thing I'm going to be doing. I'm not telling you exactly what I'm going to do because I'm still kind of trying to work out the specifics myself. So you'll see what I'm going to be doing when it goes up. That's all I can say on that. And it doesn't look like I'll be able to get enough colonial power to colonize that little bit there. So, too bad for me, I guess. Oh well. Into August now. Their beliefs must be respected. And decisive argument for that thing that I can't pronounce but is clearly French in its origin. Let's see, Raider group. To war, obviously, since that's the only thing I freaking pick anymore. We can spend some more on education, I think. And drop our military spending a bit. Seeing as we're not at war. Let's see here. That's a good balance for the budget right now, I think. Of course, I still don't understand shit about how half the things in this game work. Which is probably why I did so badly during this Let's Play. And let's not fool ourselves, I did pretty badly. A year and counting left. But wow, this is insane. About to hit the 20th century, sorry. I almost said 19th. We start this game in the 19th century, good God. And our worldwide ranking has gone down again. So, yeah, this Let's Play will be coming. A lot of rebels. And they will all be getting crushed because they are in small groups. They're all Carlists, though. Repay debts on the Ionian Islands. Let's get ourselves over here. you can walk through all of those rebels and annihilate them for me. And now, time for some additional rebel stomping. Do have fun, won't you? Rebel stomping. An excellent pastime. And after those guys, you are going to proceed like this. And then back to Madrid. That'll do that, and then head back over here to garrison the important point. And apparently there's a rebel occupation on this little island. Oh well, they can have it as far as I'm concerned. Yet another victory for the Spanish army, which has now started being ever so slightly less incompetent. And at this point, even though it's not totally fixed up, we've started having something resembling an economy that's left to us. Persia is offering us an alliance. I think we take their offer. There's a second Great War going on? Oh, wow. But France is being totally occupied by the Germans. And a couple more rebellions are going on. So we're going to attack these ones. And we'll go like that. Any rebel stomping needed over here? Does not look like it. Those are the Spanish Red Guards. So I'm actually not going to kill these rebels. It has to do with an idea that I have for my story. Way that I'm going to end the Let's Play in my epilogue. So now going to drop the speed down to 3 speed so that I can stop on the 1st of January more effectively. And there we have it. It is the 1st of January, 1900. So it's time for me to save the game one last time. In Let's play Victoria 2 Spain _7 the end. As this really is it. This is the end of this Let's Play. But I'm going to pause the video now, just for a second, because I need to mention a few things, and I want to get myself some water before I do so. So my throat doesn't decide to eat itself because of lack of fluids or something. I will talk to you in a second. And I'm back with some water, so I can talk now. First of all, I wanted to say thank you very much, everybody who watched this Let's Play. I enjoyed doing it tremendously. Despite the rather poor outcome that I had near the end, and how things started to seriously decline for me, yeah, I think we had a good run. That is, despite the fact that we lost great power status and went from being in seventh place, just before the Ottoman Empire, to 15th place. Despite all of that, I think we did well, considering my inexperience with this game, and the fact that before this, I had never played as Spain before, and never played any game before this, with the exception of one failed attempt to record that I scrapped because the sound quality was shit in my first session. And like I said, literally before I started this Let's Play, I played for maybe a couple of hours. Considering that, despite how things went wrong, I think I did relatively well. I mean, think about it. We went from barely having any territory. I mean, we had the mainland, Puerto Rico, and Cuba. But the Philippines, and that was it. And we went on to conquer pretty much the whole of Brunei, almost all of Malaysia, half of Ethiopia, and almost the entire Arabian Peninsula and Morocco. I'd say that's, as well as colonizing a few places, I'd say that's a pretty good, damn good run. Mostly what hit us here was my inexperience and some bad luck that resulted from some of the AI factions starting to colonize a lot faster than we managed to. So, if you think about it, we had a really good run. We went from Spain being economically backwards and an absolute nobody to, we're still not a great power, but by the end of this, I do believe I did manage one of my goals, which was to repair Spain's economy. Look at this. We have our national stockpile at full for both the army and industry, as well as military spending on half, and we're making nearly 300 per month, with the fact that we have an army of 12 brigades fielded right now. I think we did quite well. We did not accomplish some of my more grandiose goals that I set but never really talked about, such as reconquering Spain's territories in southern Italy, annexing or getting into my sphere of influence all of the Spanish colonies in the Americas. We didn't manage those goals, which admittedly were rather grandiose, and we did not manage one of my more long-term goals that I set, and I'm not sure if I talked about or not, which is managing to become an even greater empire than the historical British Empire. We colossally failed at that. But, to be perfectly honest, I saw this Let's Play for me more as a learning experience than anything else. I leapt into this game with only about 2 to 4 hours of experience, and tried to see where I could take things, with a nation that was a great power, but wasn't necessarily one of the most powerful there was, to sort of give myself a little leg room to try and see how I could make things go. And considering everything and all the obstacles got thrown my way, and the randomness from the AI due to this game, as well as some of the screw-ups that I threw in there, it was accidental. No, I don't do these silly things on purpose. Sometimes I just do dumb stuff. Yeah, with all of that in there, the fact that we managed to accomplish everything we did is amazing, and while I'm not completely satisfied with this Let's Play, I am happy that I managed to accomplish at least one of my goals. I did fix Spain's economy. Even if it took me nearly 100 years to do it. I did fix Spain's economy, and I'm quite proud of that. We will certainly revisit Victoria 2 at some point. It will also certainly be with a different country. I won't be doing Spain again. And it might be vanilla Victoria 2, it might be with a mod, I couldn't tell you. But you will be seeing Victoria 2 again. This is not the last that you will have seen of this game. And before we say goodbye, I just wanted to say one last time, thank you from the bottom of my heart to everyone who decided to turn up, who watches this Let's Play. And whether you enjoyed it and watched for the whole thing, or you just turned up to see how I did at this game, thanks for watching. And thank you very much to everyone who watched this, as I just said, and I'm repeating myself now. I appreciate everyone who watched this, and I will see you next time for whatever Let's Play you decide to watch next. So, until then, farewell, and have a good time. Bye, everyone. I'll see you then.